Hi, John here. It's Monday today, the 2nd of March 2015. Just an update on where we are at the present time with 1/61 Cook Street property, and the owners there, James Pierce Brown and Simon Brent Roundtree. I'll be going to drop another affidavit off today to them. That's the second one. The first one they failed to refute on the 27th at 4 o'clock. I'm making this serious now that I'm giving them notice outside of the courts system because it's corrupted in there, and I'm going direct online to the High Court of Admiralty in London. That's a higher authority at the moment. And I'm going to see, what's his name, Simon Brent Roundtree. Either one of them at their office was locked the last time, and James came over to the door to see me after knocking on the door. I was surprised that the offices there around that place was locked. So anyway, I'll go back today and hopefully the doors won't be locked in number 70, the third floor of number 70 Shortland Street. That's the City Works Depot Limited registered office. Locked. There's a reason why it's locked, because they might be expecting a confrontation with me and a big tribe behind me. No, I'm just telling them I'm by myself in all of this as a king's bench, more or less judge. I'll say I'm a judge that's supposed to be in these courts in New Zealand, supposed to be a native judge opposite the judge from the courts here on the New Zealand government crown. So there is another affidavit, the last one going to Aaron Pascoe, Detective Senior Sergeant and Criminal Investigator, Detective Aaron Pascoe. Now, you can see by his erratic behaviour that he is there for a reason, to stop any business, private or corporate, interfering with their Crown corporate business. He's very serious of what he is doing here to interfere with another commercial land levy contract. He is now in contract with me from the first affidavit I gave him. That's, you see him in the picture, that he's ignoring. This is the ignorance that the British and the Australian Crown governments brought here, the ignorance of their behaviour not to recognise documents of origination, of organic title or patent land titles, that he's saying he doesn't recognise it. That's just him. Now, with Aaron Pascoe, I'll deal with him first. He is in a serious position and libelled the entire police force, entire New Zealand police force, into him, a third party, interrupting and tampering with my evidence for my court case that I'm doing online, straight to the High Court of Admiralty in London. You're allowed to do that. Anyone in the world can do that. Go online, so long as you pay the judge at the other end and the marshal at the registration office in the front. I've gone straight past that, straight to the judge, as we have evidence of that, of him receiving our claim against the New Zealand Crown government here, the Queen of New Zealand's government. Okay, so we're getting into Crown corporate blue collar fraud here with this man that's gone above Peter Marshall, the ex-Commissioner of Police. He went above his head, so Peter Marshall's still got a warrant on him, coming one by one. the pound note will seize their properties on our patent lands. Okay, that he's ignorant to our law. We do have our own law under section 71 of the 1852 Constitution. That's the Constitution from British UK, Westminster. Okay, so we still have two constitutions, that one and the 1835 flag of Admiralty jurisdiction, that one. So no one can break this. No one can break this contract. People online, no one can break this contract of a bank, trading bank flag, Bank of England flag. Okay, so someone's using it. If someone's using it, they're in trouble with us, because none of our people has ever understood commercial liens and commercial contracts. That's it. That is the contract that we're going under the seal of King William IV, and his sovereignty on these lands is now legal. Okay? I've made that point quite clear, that I'm the King of England surrogate to speak for the King's bench. Mr. Pascoe, this is for you and the police watching. I know you're all watching these videos that I make, and down in history, everything I write, all those documents with your face in it, in the wanted box, is real. It'll be compelling reading for any scholar to be there for them in history of this country, of a perfect fraud committed by the criminal investigator of police himself, Aaron Pascoe. I'm accusing you of coordinating this conspiracy to defraud the public of New Zealand. Okay? You are supposed to be here for them and not for your own private businesses. Okay? Your corporate private businesses are being run by the Parliament here and the parliaments in the world, the Crown and State. Church, Crown and State are running rampant with the Admiralty law. Okay? That I'm going to strip from you in the end. As soon as this new UK British government cleans out all the pedophiles and all the Queen's agents of her crown versus King William's crown, corporate sovereign, federal state government. That's me, Mr. Aaron Pascoe. I'm talking from my own authority to self-govern ourselves and use our own sovereignty under this flag. Okay, my people has never understood this, so I'm saying to them that I spoke to King Taurua, the chief there, the main chief at Te Tii Marae in Waitangi, on the phone. He says everybody's waiting, and I think they're giving up waiting for you. I said, well, they'll just have to wait, because it's only me that's running this whole thing, and only me libeling just me, nobody else, not even the hapu or the tribes are in this. Okay, so that I want to make it quite clear to the police that everything in this book is real. Everything in these books I put with Aaron Pascoe and his photo right there. Okay, right there. There he is in the wanted box. Okay, that's real. I'll make it quite clear. That's real. This is his affidavit from me. And what did he say? I'm citing him on this, people in the world and citizens of New Zealand. I'm citing the criminal investigator, Detective Senior Sergeant Aaron Pascoe, on what he said. Read my affidavit. So, I'm saying he's had enough time to read my affidavit. You see that pound note? He's got one of these pound notes, right? I'll just show you one of these pound notes against the whole police force and him. Right there. Okay? £1 trillion note against him interfering with my commercial land levy contract. That's what he's going to get. One of those, right, on the third affidavit. The third affidavit, £1 trillion, I'll just make it quite clear here, £1 trillion notes in the British UK government will be picking up the tax off this, right, because it's going through them, our partner. They are our partner. Our legal contract trading partner with King William on this. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know that that is part of that 970 million trillion pound note. Okay, so this is going through the British government, where I'm going with our new Moai King William party. Okay, so that there is real, people. That is a real pound note under King William's Bank of England Acts and his money printing acts of Parliament in Westminster. We are allowed to use King William there. Okay, there. Where is he? I'm just putting my finger on King William. I can't see it. Can't see it. There. He's there, right? King William and Robert the Bruce here. Okay, Robert the Bruce. Yes, Robert the Bruce. Okay, the Scottish King of Scotland and King William, the King of Scotland, Ireland, Hanover, and Pacific, Moai Pacific Islands. Okay, so me and Jamie here are going to England. Now this is Hanover. There. Okay, the Queen left this alone and she took England and Scotland and Ireland and Wales into the EU Parliament and left King William and his King of Hanover by itself in Devonport, England. Okay, so that's why I'm saying we have the legal right to use his authority on these lands in New Zealand direct to where you all came from, Devonport in England to Devonport here over the North Shore. We're going to seize that property here, the Devonport there, after we seize the Devonport in England, bring the British military here to clean you all out. We're going to pick you up one by one and bill you. Bill you all. Okay? Bill you all. I'm just saying, I've got the pound note here. Okay, these are the certificates. Okay? This is for the 2.715800 million billion 2.715800 billion against Doug Rickard Bell and all the politicians. Robert Andrell, the Surveyor General, Robert Muir, the Land Surveyor General, Land Register General, Don Grant, the man that forged the little road. He's the ex-Australia New South Wales Land Surveyor, retired, came out of retirement, and Doug Rickard Bell brought him to New Zealand. They both came over from Sydney, then are resident here in New Zealand, and Don Grant got the job with Linds, running Linds, the Land Information New Zealand Limited company, to do all the land titles. Fraud, Cook Street, catches them out. Okay, so that's a bill against them, and also Chris Finlayson for forging the title off to the Crown. Right? You're now liable, Chris Finlayson. I must say that before I go any further. That the 6 people I'm levy debtoring and sending an affidavit this week to these people. Supreme Court Judge, Chief Justice Sean Elias, you're a crook horse scam fraud lady with Lombard Finance and Doug Graham and your husband Hugh Fletcher. Right, we're going to bill you with these pound notes. With these pound notes. All I have to do is write in the number against you. There's you. There's Jerry Mataparai, the Governor General, operating here his private business on these lands with no Queen. The Queen is gone because you get your authority from the state of Victoria in Australia. I stopped the Governor of the state of Victoria from using Queen Victoria as his monarch, sovereign, to Westminster. You see, I've blocked you off. That means that title here, the Lens titles, comes from Victoria and from Sydney to Victoria, Melbourne, to Canberra, the federal state government. Okay, you're liable, and even liable further for using our 1993 Te Ture Whenua Native Land Act. For your Native Land Acts, that's stolen property. That's our contract to Westminster. That's another offence. Two offences. Two offences. That one with a native title and using a monarch when there's not a monarch. Right? The Queen, Jerry Mataparai, you, the Governor General, is a fraud. I'm accusing you of fraud in an affidavit today. I'm going to email to you and put it on public record. Right? I'm not putting on the courts here because they're fraud. If anyone took me to the court, I'll be going there as the judge of the King's Bench Court and clean the lot of you out. Once I step into that court, the Queen's Counsel, lawyers, judges will skip out the door because their oath of office. They're going to have to tell me who they're swearing their oath of office to, Chris Finlayson, and whoever they get their authority from. Their higher, superior authority than all of these authority of two kings. Okay, we've got Jeff Foley, the other king. Okay, now we've got Sean Elias, you, number one, liable. This is the law I'm taking on now. I've finished with Aaron Pascoe. Just one more affidavit to him. That'll clean him out. And two more to James Brown and Simon Roundtree on Cook Street. We've got two more last chances. 3 strikes and you're out. Okay, so Aaron Pascoe's on his last affidavit. If he does not refute that affidavit, cited on him saying, read my affidavit, then he's gone. That leaves just the law to clean out. The law that you're using on these lands fraudulently. Okay, this is the Minister of Police, Mike Bush, Police Commissioner Mike Bush. I wrote to Peter Marshall before, the Commissioner before that. He failed to reply to me. Okay, this is what you people are, silent. When you're silent, you lose. And now you, I'm going to write to you one more time. I wrote to you before, affidavits. You've ignored the whole lot. The last one is going to get you all strung up when the British come here and arrest you all, because I'll just order them to arrest all of you and strip all of you against the pound note. Okay, these pound notes. Okay, now we've got Sean Elias, 1, Chris Finlayson, 2, Mike Bush, Police Commissioner, 3. Oh, sorry, Chris Finlayson is the Attorney General, and after him comes the Solicitor General, Mike Connor, right? Those 3. Chief Justice, Sean Elias, Police Commissioner, Mike Bush, New Zealand. Attorney General, Chris Finlayson. 4, Mike Connor, the Solicitor General. Right? 5, Governor General, Jerry Mataparai Andrews. Okay? 5. And then we've got Aaron Pascoe, 6, the ringleader behind all the scam police. Detective Senior Sergeant, Criminal Investigator, Aaron Pascoe. I'm leaving Mike Clement out because he said to me, John, we have no jurisdiction over you. He cut himself out. that leaves him clear. Okay, he's the only honest one in the Auckland Central Police Station. He's the New Zealand Police District Commander of the police force here in Auckland. But he's still subject to what this idiot, Aaron Pascoe, is doing with his profile that you can see. Right, Aaron Pascoe, and this is the law side of things that I'm doing at the present time. Okay, so then after that we can add more in. So that's 5, I think, and then you've got Simon Roundtree and James Brown tacked onto the back of that. In the fraud, all these people are in this one land block on Cook Street, 1/16 Cook Street, fraud, Crown, corporation, title, land, corrupted. Okay, I'm accusing all of these in that land block with Doug Rickard Bell. Oh, the other one is Don Grant, the Minister of, Land, LINZ, Land Information New Zealand Company, that puts all the titles together. Okay, so him, and then after that you've got Robert Muir, the Land Register General. Okay, I'm naming them all now. Robert Andrell, the Land Surveyor General. Okay, and also we've got who else is it? David Bailey and John Bailey from Bailey's Real Estate. Okay, they're going to lose everything. They're going to lose the complete business when I bring the military in to whop them up against the pound note on their businesses with our business. Okay, and there's a few others that are, these are the top tier of levy debtors against the levy creditor. That one. This is the main one against the Queen and the Rothschild banks and the Vatican, Church and State, Church of England, all the churches in the world got to get this bill. Okay, and we're putting a figure of 2 billion Crown, royal families, and all their agents, all their Crown agents, working in the parliaments, the governments, the police, except the military. Okay, the military is on our side. The military is on our side, the creditor. Okay, I'll just make this statement. The British military in the UK are our protectorate for this flag under this red cross and the black seal of King William. Around here, the black seal. Okay, you can see the black seal around the cross, around the red cross. You can see the black seal. Okay, see the black seal? There, right there. Okay, around the cross. Around the cross. That is the military. I'm just telling you, that is the military around the red King George cross. Okay, so the King George 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are out. We're getting rid of them. We're getting rid of the, I'm talking about the Westminster now, government, the new one. Alex Salmon will come in from Scotland. They will come to Devonport if they so wish. We're going to form the new UK government on King William's property, on his William Yard, where all the original Westminster happened, and the military and immigration to all the countries, including New Zealand, came from there. Okay, that's the official set-off point. So we're all going there as a 5-nation state, with the King of Hanover left on that block of the England soil. I'm going there for the King of England and the King of Hanover, because I'm on the Rogan side of the monarch family. Okay, and also Jamie is on the Stewart side of the family, the Scotland Yard side. So there's 2 of us in that role of law and order. Okay, so we're going there to put our Moai King William party, political party, together after we clean this block of land, and King William's Devonport here sees it, and sees Devonport in England with the British military. The British military will come to New Zealand, seize that one, go onto that property, and build the 4.4 million people in this country, New Zealand, except the ones who join us in the King William Party online. And the shareholding, I'll get on today. I'll start finishing off the website, and TagPay has been trying to make me hurry up with the TagPay to get it on, to connect it up. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to put TagPay on, because it was on in the first place. Where is it? Tag attitude. Want to transform any smartphone. There. Okay. There. TagPay. Okay. That's Tag attitude. Asking me to join and go on with the mobile phones on Facebook. Okay, and hook up the website. So that's what we'll do. We will put that on for you. A lot of people are waiting for to deposit funds into our account. Remember this. You're depositing funds to claim this, all of this pound notes that we have. This one, okay? 970 million trillion pound notes. When you join us as a member, okay, a financial or unfinancial member, you'll be claiming that. And that, all these pound notes, you'll be claiming everything that we pick up online. You'll be claiming all of that, okay? There's a £1 billion note. A billion pound note with King William there, okay? King William and that pound note, okay? So we've got a £1 billion note. We're going to get the coins minted when we get to Devonport. So all the printing will be done in Devonport, England, and Devonport here in New Zealand. And there's Matt Taylor, okay? There's Matt Taylor with his king, with his king, okay, and there besides King William, right? That's his king, there, okay. You can guess who it is. And there's Matt Taylor there. He's the leader of our Moai King William Party. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say there, other than to say that we are going to put our affidavits to those people I just mentioned. They'll get the same affidavit this time. That's the final one. I'll get them notarized by a lawyer, notary lawyer, and also to put them to the test the last time before we get the British in on them, and they'll lose everything. They have to answer. If they don't answer, silence. We'll accept your silence as admission of everything in this book is true, and it will bind your crown, bind your queenless crown to the King of England. Okay, it's going to bind you, Mr. Aaron Pascoe. This affidavit and you is going to be bound to the UK Westminster government through King William IV, surrogate king of England. That's me. Okay? And you have to understand that they know all about what I write. This is not a fairy tale. It's not a fairy tale. Everything in this book is true and correct. And unless you can refute it, it will be the law. And I will go and seize 61 Cook Street property. That means if you step on there with any police, step onto that land when I take it, then they're in contempt of the British government. Okay, they're in contempt because they have no queen. And worst of all, the Crimes Act 61, it states in there, for public interests. This is for the public of the world interest, not your corporate business that you're standing in my road, on my land. You can't prove, no one can prove that that land title here in Auckland belongs to them. Ngāti Whātua can't contest this book or any of the books I've got. They've failed through all these years to refute any title. If we went to court now, they'll all lose because they won't have everything documented and levy debtors' bills. They will not have any documents that will stack up to these. Okay? They have no seals, only a whim. They have no history good enough because the Crown made that history up that Ngāti Whātua is using. That is an alien title. Okay? That's an alien title using King William's authority of Admiralty to get you from England to New Zealand was this flag of a Bank of England and printed pound notes. We've got the original printed pound note to prove everything we don't have to prove to anyone whose land this is. Okay, so Aaron Pascoe, you have put the police on notice and libelled them. You have libelled the police, every single one of them, because they've left you to run the whole complete force against a criminal fraud case that you're interfering with my ship. Right there. Okay, that's the bill to all of you people in the police force, the 15,000 of you. Each of you is going to get stripped of your titles on your land, everything you own, because I'm giving this to the British military, and they'll deal with you singly. Okay, so you're going to lose it. We're going to make up all what's missing here in this country, and I'm going to put a lien right over it, a commercial lien right over this country. It was more than 1,000 trillion, more like a trillion against every single person, 4.4 million people in this country. Okay, so that even the ones that ran away, it doesn't matter. We'll go and get them. Okay, Scotland Yard will go and get you anywhere in the world. Helen Clark is one. Okay, Helen Clark is one of them that I've labelled and bill dated long ago at the Foreshore and Seabed. She stole it for their business. So we're going to get it back, and you're going behind bars, Helen Clark, because they'll come and get you. They will arrest you anywhere. Okay, the British will arrest you anywhere. And the Queen in America, that's where the problem is. That is where the biggest problem is. The Queen herself causing all these fraud. And her agents are going to get stripped one by one. Okay? That's all I want to say for now. And we'll catch up with you later. But those two on Cook Street, I'm giving you the second warning to refute my affidavits that that title of that land belongs to me. And I'm telling you, that's my land you're playing around with. That's got fraud in it. And these people are named. The whole lot of them are in this fraud together. And the British are watching you. The military's watching you. The British Scotland Yard watching you. And so that's all for now. I will see you later because someone's calling me. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Hello?